have a bad habit, and I want great execution. I want to win, and so if there's a fault, the fault is mine. I wanted to keep those guys in there until I felt that we played well enough. So we do have to have some depth. I do need to play more guys. I'll be quite honest with you, and we will. But I want to make sure we finish the job before I made a lot of substitutions. I was going to play Frenchie more, but he got in and he was starting to limp. So I was going to play those three, and then I was going to wait for Tarani. But Tarani got to play a lot of snaps in the second half, and so did Cody Carter got to play a little bit. Shea got to play a little bit. But yes, you're exactly right. Your observation is correct.
They complete a lot of balls to their running backs. Was that a concern over the course of the game? Is there breakdowns there specifically that you need to address?
Usually checkdowns don't hurt you too much. We could play man and take that away. But yeah, they made too many plays. I'll be honest with you, Rob. I mean, I thought, it's interesting. You win 66-3, and we're sitting here, trying to dissect. And I agree with you because I'm the first guy to do it. We win 66-3, and we're here to try to dissect, and you're right.
It's the nature of coaching
Yeah,
defense, right?
yeah. So overall, I'm pleased. The 3 points is what's the biggest stat. The W is the biggest stat. The 3 points is the second biggest stat. And when you look at the total plays, because I did look at it, I did gloss over it. It was 87 snaps for 353 yards. That's less than 4 yards a play. That's really good.
What was your take on Terrence's hit and his ejection?
I think that rule is very tough. I would have given a 15-yard penalty, but I don't think he should have been ejected. I don't mind saying that. I mean, the quarterback was sliding as he was coming up. I don't think he was trying to maliciously hurt the guy. My understanding is if the stands go, wow, or something like that, then that's call for an ejection. And I know it's our team, but I really have to that rule is one that's going to be tough for a lot of us coaches on defense because you're coming hard up to make a tackle. The quarterback slid just as he was coming up. I don't think he was maliciously trying to hurt the guy, and that's the intent. That's the understanding I have. It has to be an intent to lead with the head, and I don't think he was. 15-yard penalty? I agree. Ejection? No.
Nick, I'm sure you're all for player safety, but do you feel like there's an effort? I mean, they're kind of taking some of the physicality out of the game. Maybe you need to start working a little bit. How do you feel about that?
Well, as a defensive coach, I will say that they're making it a little bit harder, but it's defensively across the board. So I don't make the rules. They're really concerned about concussions, as you can see what's happening in the NFL and what's going on with the lawsuit and all that. And we are too. You know what? I don't want my guys to play the game to hurt anybody. But on defense, you have to be aggressive, and you want guys to hit and be like, for lack of a better word, like monsters on the field. And then when you get off the field, I want them to be a perfect gentleman. But on the field, you want them to be violent and aggressive. And it's hard on defense sometimes. You're going to go sack the quarterback, and there's inadvertent hit to the head maybe sometimes, or like the play we talked about earlier. It's the rule. They're trying to look out for safety. I understand that, but I just hope that there's a lot more common sense in the calling of those kind of penalties.
How do you coach that? Do you have to change the way you coach that? Would you tell Terrence to do something differently than what he did?
No. I mean, I wouldn't know what to tell him. I mean, let the guy slide and hope he slides and he doesn't keep running, and then you become a defenseless player, So, no, there's nothing I would have told him different because you can't make your defensive player become a defenseless player. I think he was coming up hard. I just think the timing was a bang-bang thing. I'd like to see the film, but that was my take on it. Maybe I'm biased because it's our team. That was my take on it. 15-yard penalty, I agree with. Ejection, no.
Once you've taken out.
Can I get fined for this?
We're going to find out.
You know what? I don't care.
Hey, Coach,
They're wrong. They're wrong. If they're wrong, they're wrong. The only call they know how to make is defensive pass interference and stuff like that. How many holding calls do you have? We had 87 snaps on defense. Did they get called for holding? 87 snaps. Is Nicholls State or any team that good that they could block you correctly for 87 snaps and not hold? Think about it. That's pathetic. And I don't mind saying it. You know, I mean, everybody calls pass interference. Everybody knows that call. Everybody knows, this call. There's 87 snaps, one hold. I can't say what I really want to say, but you feel it, right, Steve? You feel it, right?
I think I remember the pass interference you're talking about. When
Yeah.
Gives them a first down when two guys are sort of getting tangled up.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, and I don't know. I'm a bad guy. If wanting perfection and execution and being perfect is being bad, then I'm bad, because that's what I want. I don't want good, I want great. I's a bad choice of words. We don't want good, we want great. I wish those officials would have some more common sense.
Looked like after Terrence got taken out, they went after Troy a little bit to pass to his side. How do you think he responded?
Well, not very well on the deep pass, because he gave one up. But that happens to corners. And the pass interference, to me, I'd have to look at it. It looked to me like he was looking back for the ball. They both were kind of pushing and stuff. It always gets called against the defensive guy.
Your line got some.
I shouldn't sit here and talk about all these interference and penalties. That's not going to be good.
Aside from those couple of plays, how did you think your defense performed overall today?
Well, if we didn't give up the 50-yard pass and the pass interference, that's 2 less first downs on third down, so that's 5 for 21, and then that's 50-something less yards, which gets them almost under 300 in 80-something plays. That's pretty good. I'm not a stat guy, but everybody has become a stat guy, so I have to at least have some answers when you ask me about the stats. Like I said, we want to lead the league in effort, and winning is the bottom line. My gosh, we won 66-3.
You only gave up 3 points.
Well,
you're happy with that, right?
No, I wanted nothing. But
You were kind of waiting for the outside linebackers to show you something before you pulled them, a better execution. Were you surprised that a guy like Paseko, who is a veteran, was, I don't know, maybe not living up to your expectations, not letting you pull him a little sooner?
I didn't say that. You just put words in my mouth.
Why?
I didn't say that they didn't live up to my expectations.
Okay.
Or did I?
You said that you were looking for something and it wasn't quite
More.
there.
It
until
wasn't
it-
quite there yet. Well, I didn't say I didn't like their execution.
Okay, I just wanted your impression of Paseko, really.
I thought he played
He's the
well.
rock out there.
We kept the edge of the defense, and being real is being real. Don't put words in my mouth.
No, I'm not.
Okay? All right?
That's-
I kept them in because I wanted to win the game convincingly, maybe like Rex Ryan, but we didn't get anybody hurt.
What were your defensive line doing? Get some penetration, get in the backfield. You mentioned the sacks.
Yeah, I like
Hurries
that.
too.
We mounted a four-man pass rush, which was really good. I liked the fact that we were able to do that. But then when the 19 came in, God, the first guy was perfect because he couldn't run. No offense to him, but when 19 came in, he hurt us with his feet, and because we were playing some man coverage, I was afraid to turn our back to him and let him run. So we had more 3-man pass rush, and you don't get as much. And a couple of times we put some pressure, all-out pressure. That seemed to bother him. But that's just, mixing and matching what you have to do.